Hi everyone, welcome back to the UGC NET Paper 1 series. We have been covering the unit People Development and Environment. Over the past lectures, we have covered how anthropogenic causes have disrupted the environment and the ecosystem. Anthropogenic means human induced. Humans have polluted the air, the water, the soil, the land, and the entire ecosystems over the years. Since the Industrial Revolution, this pollution has increased to an extent in which we have permanently been altering the climate through global warming. In the past lectures, we covered how Sustainable Development Goals, Millennium Development Goals have resulted in better sustainable practices over the world. We have also studied the different types of pollutants that have polluted the air and also the water. We studied important concepts such as eutrophication. We studied how solid waste and other different types of waste have impacted the land. Today, we will be covering one of the most important topics and perhaps one of the most important issues the 21st century actually faces. And the global world is slowly and steadily recognizing that. We will be studying climate change. What exactly is climate change? To understand that, we must know what exactly climate is. Now, if I ask you what the climate is today of Delhi, will you be able to tell me the answer? You will tell me that it's probably winters. You will tell me that it's probably cold. But then, how do we differentiate climate and weather? Weather is the short term depiction of the climate. However, climate is the large scale depiction. How climate differentiates from weather is that climate is specific. We know that in December there will be winters. We know that in April it will be summers. We know that in February and March there will be spring. But the alteration of this is what climate change is all about. Last year, Delhi hardly witnessed any winters. There was normal temperatures. People probably did not even wear their inners and they did not even switch on their heaters because it wasn't cold enough. However, last year, Delhi, particularly Delhi, witnessed a lot of cold waves. These cold waves are a result of climate change. Now, it does not mean that cold waves were regular, were not there before. They were there. But the intensity of cold wave, the frequency of cold waves, by frequency I mean how often do they come in one particular winter season, is altering. I am not saying it is just increasing. The large fact is that they are increasing. All the natural disasters are increasing in terms of frequency and intensity. But there is alteration as well. When you talk about Mumbai, you see that Mumbai is an area where a lot of rainfall takes place. However, due to climate change, the intensity of this rainfall has increased a lot, which has led to high amount of rainfall in terms of millimeters in 24 hours being quite high, which has led to urban flooding. Similar instances have been seen in Bangalore, in Delhi as well, in various parts of Bihar, even the northeast states. Now, to understand what climate change is, we must understand what climate means. I hope we know what climate is now. Weather will depict you what is going to happen in 24 hours. But climate is an accumulation of weather. If I say weather is X, then X cumulatively taken together represents your climate. Now, understanding the critical relationship between climate and our planet's natural resources and how human activities have been impacting and shaping our environmental future is very important. Even for this examination purposes, climate change is a very hot topic taken by the National Testing Agency. Now, climate change represents long-term shift in weather. By long-term shift, again we mean that winters will decrease. Probably the intensity of coldness in winters will increase or decrease. It is yet to be figured out. We are at this stage in which the global world has accepted or is at least trying to accept that climate change is real. Certain leaders of the Western world still say that climate change is a hoax. They do not believe in climate change. Many countries have come together to form pacts such as the Paris Agreement, which we will study later, and certain leaders of global worlds who are more responsible for climate change are now running away from their responsibilities. They are moving away. They are exiting certain, certain international agreements, such as the Paris Agreement. Climate change represents a long-term shift in weather conditions, identified by changes in temperature, irregular rainfall patterns, and seasonal variations. This phenomena affects every corner of our planet, from the polar ice caps, which are in the North Pole and the South Pole, to shifting agricultural zones. There is a report by ISRO which states that the amount of land that is under desertification has continuously increased over the world as well as India. Satellite data tells you that. Satellite data will show you how the planet was more green during the 1800s or during the 1900s, and how the climate has slowly and steadily decreased, how the greenery in the planet has slowly and steadily decreased, leading to more barren fields, more drought prone areas, which are not yielding any greenery, not yielding any crops, not having any trees or forests. Now, both natural events and human activities contribute to these changes. It is not true that if we say that climate change is only caused by human beings, that will be absolutely not correct. Climate change is caused by both natural phenomena as well as human induced phenomena called anthropogenic causes. We will have a quick look on the natural factors. The more important factors are definitely the anthropogenic causes. However, natural factors such as ocean currents and volcanic activity have particularly influenced climate. But human activities since the Industrial Revolution have dramatically accelerated the pace of change. What happened during the Industrial Revolution? Well, during the Industrial Revolution, we developed an engine which used to run through diesel, which would pollute the environment. This engine then found itself in every corner and every industry. The handloom industry, which had to rotate the raw materials such as cotton and wool, became automated. We had automated chains, supply chains. Right now, the automobile industry is such that only machines operate and assemble the automobile parts. That is the scope of development that took place. During this development period, the scientific revolution, which brought in more science, which brought in more ease for human labor, had a negative with it, which was that it was polluting in nature. And the major cause of this pollution was a gas called carbon dioxide. Now, this gas had some potential when it comes to greenhouse gas effect. What is that? We will cover that later. Let's focus on the natural causes of climate change for now. So, the natural causes of climate change include ocean currents, something called the Milankovitch cycle, which is a technical term. We will study what is Milankovitch cycle, what happens during these cycles, continental drift and volcanic activity. Now, what exactly are ocean currents? Now you have a world map over here. I'll draw a rough sketch of it. This is the North America. You have the South America over here. You have Africa over here. Now, please ignore my drawing if you don't like it, but this is the best I could do. We have Greenland over here and we have Antarctica over here. Arctic over here, Antarctica over here. So now oceanic cycles are something that are perennial in nature. What does perennial mean? Oceanic currents are somewhat fixed, they're stationary. They have a fixed purpose on Earth, that is to distribute temperature, distribute nutrients across the field. Now, you have an oceanic current circulation like this called the Gaia circulation. All these currents have a name. They have a name associated. For example, this current, which is on the west of Australia, is called the Western Australian current. This is called the Eastern Australian current. The arrow of this will not be up, this will be down. Now they move like a circle. Why do they move like a circle? Because this is the Earth and the Earth rotates like this. The Earth will rotate like this. So what happens to the current? The current automatically starts flowing over here. And when it flows, it obstructs a continent and comes down and then goes like this and then goes like this. This is a permanent Gaia circulation. And you have, this is the Peruvian current. Why? Because you have Peru over here. So all these currents have specific names. More detailed is not important for this examination. But what we need to understand is that they are one of the most significant factors that rotate, that allow biodiversity to thrive. They supply nutrition from the equatorial areas to the Arctic areas, which allows biodiversity to take place not just in the equator but also at the Arctic places. You have penguins, you have seals, which are found in abundance. You have whales, the largest creature on earth at present. You have these animals at different places of the earth. Why is that possible? That is only possible because of this oceanic current system. Now, due to climate change, how do they become a natural cause of climate change? Is because climatic system driven by horizontal wind forces causes water displacement against the sea surface. Temperature variation in ocean water significantly influence regional climates. Now you will notice one important fact, that majority of the deserts are always found on the western side of the continent. Why is that? You will find deserts over here on the western sides. You have the Indian Thar Desert over here. This is the Saudi Arabia. You will find deserts on the western coast of North America as well. Why is that? Because the current that is flowing alongside that coast is cold, generally cold. And what does cold water represent? It will lead to low evaporation. And if there is low evaporation, there will be low precipitation, there will be low rainfall. And if rainfall is not there, will there be plants? There will be no plants. And if there are no plants, what will happen? The land automatically becomes a desert. So these water circulation, they affect regional climates. And changes in these circulation will automatically lead to changes in the climate. More recently, a very rare phenomenon had taken place. You have the Atacama Desert in the southern American continent. And if I tell you that there was snowfall in this desert, would you believe me? Or would you be saying that sir is joking? Even I had to Google this information multiple times to actually accept it as a fact. There has been snowfalls in deserts in the present century. Why? Because of human induced climate change. The natural oceanic currents do affect the climate, but human induced changes have resulted in disruption of these oceanic currents altogether. There is a possibility that the Atlantic Ocean, the entire circulation system of this current is beginning to fade away. because of warming of the ocean. We studied acidification. One of the main reasons for acidification of ocean was global warming, because the ocean is absorbing the excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now, when the ocean warms, there is no temperature difference between ocean and between point A and B. What happens is that it becomes stationary, and the circulation stops. And what will happen if that stops? The supply of nutrition will stop. There will be a lot of biodiversity that will become extinct. The coastal regions of Europe, North America, South America, and Africa will suffer the most, because they will have a climate which is non predictable. Data will not be able to tell what will happen next. This is the concept of this is called the Atlantic Meridional Oceanic Circulation, AMOC. It is being said that this AMOC is no longer going to exist by 2100 because of human induced climate change.